Joining us now, Democratic Majority Whip and the incoming chairman of the Judiciary Committee, Senator Dick Durbin of Illinois. He is reintroducing the Domestic Terrorism Prevention Act bill. Senator Durbin, it's great to have you with us. We'll get to that bill in just a moment, but I do want to ask you about yesterday and the inauguration. We've been talking this morning about what it meant to the country as a turning of the page in many ways. What was it like to be there, and how important do you think it was to stage that event the way it was staged on the very steps that were attacked 2 weeks before?
Willie, it was a great day, and we defied the terrorists who raided the Capitol 2 weeks ago. The ordinary business of the government of the United States has continued, despite that 5 or 6 hour interruption. I do want to say hats off to you for that piece on Garth Brooks. When I came off the stage, I saw him standing in the hallway, and I went up to him and I said, thank you. I just want you to know that I held a lot of Democrats who are your fans too, and your being here today means the world to us. I really think it was important, and it's risky from I guess, a business point of view, but he did a good thing yesterday, and I'm glad you highlighted it.
Senator, moving forward, looking ahead at your top priorities, where in that does accounting for the past play a role, especially the past 2 weeks and the insurrection at the Capitol?
Well, I can tell you, we still have an unresolved piece of business. Those terrorists, if you will, who raided this building, the United States Capitol building, have to be held accountable for their conduct. And the president needs to be held accountable for his incitement of that mob to come and attack this building and try to disrupt our government. That is just the reality. I think the House did the right thing in impeaching the president a second time. They will be sending it over to us in a day or two, I imagine. We have to decide how to work it into a very busy calendar, but it is a priority.
Well, when you address that, I'm curious about insurrectionists that actually are in your midst, insurrectionists that you are going to be working with every day. I speak of Josh Hawley and Ted Cruz, of course, two people who led the insurrection, who inspired the insurrection. Mitch McConnell begged Josh Hawley not to open this door because where it would lead. And, of course, Hawley didn't listen to Mitch McConnell. He wouldn't even go on a conference call, reportedly, that McConnell had, urging members not to cross this line. Hawley did it. Hawley worked overtime, lying, as Mitch McConnell said. Again, not liberals on TV. Mitch McConnell said those lies inspired the mob, led to the insurrection, could have led to the death of members of the United States Senate and House. Why wouldn't Josh Hawley, why wouldn't Ted Cruz, for their roles in this insurrection, be voted out of the United States Senate? You need 2/3 of the members. If you don't get voted out of the Senate, driven out for insurrection against the United States of America, then what do you get voted out for?
Joe, I think we would take this a step at a time. First, they're going to be held accountable in Texas and Missouri. They're being held accountable nationally. If there's anything to be done at the congressional level, Senate level, it would be initiated by the Ethics Committee. I will just tell you that what they did and the incitement of that mob and the fist bump or whatever came and followed just is inexcusable in light of what happened to this Capitol building and what happened to our government. We have to take it seriously. And in terms of my colleagues being held accountable, I don't think we've heard the end of that story.
Hey, thanks so much for watching our YouTube channel. You can follow up on today's top stories and breaking news, or catch up on your favorite MSNBC shows all in one place. Download the NBC News app today.